There's another calendar, an additional calendar that the Olmecs were using, a solar calendar. This one has 365 days, right? Very similar to the calendar that we use today, only it's broken up in different patterns. And so you have 20-day numbers, okay? So for this solar calendar, there's 20 numbers, so 1 through 20. And that repeats in a cycle. Every time you get to 20, then you start at 1 again. And so the solar calendar, it doesn't have day names like the ritual calendar, but it does have months. Okay, it has 18 months. And so the way the days would, the characteristics of each day is it would have a day number and the name of the month. Okay, one of the month's name is Pop, P-O-P. And so say you were on the first day of the month of Pop, it would be 1 Pop. Okay, that would be the name of that day. So it would be the day number, the number of that day, and the name of that month, 18 months. Okay, and so with 18 months, each one having 20 days in it, that comes up to 360 days. And then at the end of the year, there's 5 extra days that are added on. These extra days are considered extremely unlucky. You don't want to do anything major on those days. You probably just want to stay in your house if you can for most of those days, because they're very unlucky. Bad things could happen to you if you go out into the world and do things. Okay, and so that leads up to 365 days. It's a solar calendar. The solar calendar has a number of different uses, but one of the main uses is it tells you when to plant crops. Remember, a lot of these Mesoamerican societies are agricultural societies, okay? And so you got to know when to plant, and it's very helpful to have a calendar because that tells you what time of year is the best for planting your crop and when to harvest them, etc. Okay? So you got your solar calendar, you got your ritual calendar. Now, here's the thing. There's something called the calendar round. The calendar round, what is that? You got to know this. It is a 52-year cycle. A 52-year cycle, the calendar round. Okay, now what is this cycle? This cycle is when you use both the ritual calendar and the solar calendar at the same time. At the same time. So that means that every day in that 52-year cycle has unique characteristics for that specific day. And that day will not repeat again until another 52 years. Okay? Now, what am I saying here? Let's give you an example. Okay, so every day in the calendar round, every day in that 52-year cycle, it has a specific day name and day number from the ritual calendar, but it also has a specific day number and month name from the solar calendar. That's 4 different characteristics for every day for 52 years, and they keep changing because every day is a new day name, new number in the ritual calendar. They have their specific characteristics, and there's also a new day number and a month name in the solar calendar, and they have their characteristics. You put those 4 different characteristics related to the number and the names and the month, you put all that together and you have a specific characteristic for that day. And that day and those 4 characteristics will not repeat again because of the way that those calendars interact with each other for another 52 years. And that's the 52-year cycle known as the calendar round. Okay? That's interesting, right? Every day is unique for 52 years, and then the cycle begins again. It's a cyclical view, cyclical meaning, cycles, cyclical view of how time works, right, according to these calendars, and then it repeats again. So time works in cycles from the perspective of many Mesoamerican peoples who use this calendar. And it is believed, hasn't been proven conclusively, but it is believed that the Olmecs may have used the calendar round. They definitely had the solar calendar, they definitely had the ritual calendar. Now whether they used them together in this 52-year cycle is debatable, but there are some scholars who believe that they did use the calendar round. Later Mesoamerican societies definitely used the calendar round, this perspective of these 52-year cycle and these 4 different characteristics coming from the solar calendar and the ritual calendar for every day of that 52-year cycle. Okay? So that's how you understand what the day is. By using those 2 calendars, you understand what to do that day, what not to do that day. Is it a good day? Is it a bad day for doing whatever you need to do? You know? And so it tells you how to live life based on using those calendars. Okay? And many people in Mesoamerica use those calendars to dictate what they did in their lives. So the calendar, very important. you see the Olmecs maybe creating it. Maybe they developed it. They definitely used the ritual and solar calendars. Okay. It's possible that it might go back even farther before the Olmec civilization. Hasn't been proven conclusively yet. But the Olmecs are one of the first to refer to the calendar in stone, right? In medium that we can see today. We have evidence for. Okay. In addition to the calendars, the Olmecs also created a writing system, right? A system of hieroglyphs. And is this true writing? Hasn't been proven conclusively whether it's true writing, meaning that the glyphs represent actual words. The glyphs may be just logograms, or they may represent ideas or concepts. But it hasn't been proven that they actually represent words themselves, so it's not really considered by most scholars to be a true written language, but it is a writing system. And we have evidence for this writing system going back, being used up to 650 BCE. Okay, so that's huge. This writing system was most likely passed on to other civilizations in Mesoamerica. Very influential, the Olmecs were, right? Creating a writing system, calendars, all right? And you also have the ball game. Okay, some of you may be familiar with this, some of you may not. I'll post up a link that shows you an example of what this ball game looked like. Basically, you would have teams playing this ball game, right? So basically, you have a rubber ball, right? It's this hard rubber ball, and you have to hit this ball through a stone hoop that is up real high. Okay, right, so there's a court where you have these two slanting inclines like this. Right? And then you're down here and you're going up on these inclines and you're hitting this ball and trying to get it through a stone loop, you know, like a loop like this, like a hole that's up really high, and you have to get it through that. And the thing is, you aren't hitting this ball with your hands or your feet or anything. You can't use your hands or your feet, right? Can't even use your arms or your legs. You're using your hips, okay? The size of your body are your hips. And so I'll show you in the video an example. I'll put up a link to it that shows an example of hitting this ball, this rubber ball, with your hips, and trying to get it to go through this loop made out of stone that's up high. Okay, it's not like a basketball loop like this. You know, like in this way. It's this way, vertical, like a vertical loop. So the ball needs to go through it, and that's how you score, and that's how you defeat the other team. Okay, and so this is most likely a very spiritual game, a game that was connected to spirituality. We're still unclear exactly about the belief system behind the game, but it's very influential. And you have a number of different other Mesoamerican civilizations that played this ball game as well. And the Olmecs, likely one of the first, maybe the first civilization, maybe the creator civilization of this particular game that went on to be played by other civilizations in Mesoamerica.